Okay, my favorite place in all of North Carolina is right here. And the reason for it is this. The back of my van is facing the sound side, so the core sound. Actually, no, Pamlico Sound. And really nice, really flat paddling right now. And then if we spin 180 degrees, the front of my van is facing the Atlantic Ocean. Literally, it's 150 feet that way. So it gives you the freedom to launch on either side. Right now the surf's a little too high for me to launch over there. That's where all the wind is coming from. Actually the wind's, yeah, right over there. And so we're gonna try and squeeze in a paddle before the weather comes. You can't see it in the video, but that's thunderstorms out there a ways and some rain over there. But short paddle, 45 minutes. Let's get this thing going. So today I'm wearing what I normally wear paddling in the summer. I'm wearing a pair of quick dry shorts, or sometimes it would be a bathing suit. Really when I'm teaching, I wear a bathing suit because I really plan on getting wet when I'm teaching. But today it's a pair of quick dry shorts and a quick dry UPF shirt. It'll quick dry a little bit faster. And I think it's UPF 50 instead of UPF 30. This is what I wear most of the time. But when it gets cold, I gotta change things up. So last year at about this time, actually even more recently than that, I would say January, I was planning on running a 2 or 3 day kayak camping clinic out here. It's something that I've run a bunch of times, but always with friends. It used to be called the Expedition Skills Camp. I think I'm now going to call it the Kayak Camping Skills Camp. And my plan was to come out here, rent a house that could sleep a bunch of people, and run a 2 or 3 day, probably 2 day, training for folks to get a handle for camping out of their kayak and all the skills associated with some navigation, some paddling skills, some boat packing, some meal planning, some cooking, all of it. Packing gear, packing boats, the stuff that people struggle with. And that, of course, got scuttled by COVID. So I'm, again, thinking about doing it next year. I was going to say maybe in the fall, but it's already the fall. So I don't know when we'll get to do it, but that'd be nice. Even now, just, I'm out paddling, I think it's important just to take some time and appreciate the world around you, just how amazing it is. I've got this piece of water to myself. And I can hear the surf back behind me on the other side. But over here it is just beautiful. Fish are jumping, birds are fishing. Birds are having better luck than fishermen. Just really nice out here. But it can change like that. Very different conditions now. And if I weren't someplace where it was surprisingly warm for October, I'd be wearing my sort of next set of clothes, which is on the bottom a pair of winter weight running tights. Currently I'm using a pair of Patagonia winter weight running tights. They have just a little bit of warmth and wick moisture really well. They're super comfortable. I don't want anything too bulky to get between me and the boat, so they work really nicely for that. And then on the upper half, under my PFD, but over this shirt or another shirt, a quick dry shirt, just a regular rain shell jacket, a waterproof, breathable rain shell jacket is what I wear most of the fall, and it gets me through. I used to wear a paddling specific shell jacket, but they don't breathe that well, and so it's really much better off just using a regular rain shell. Worked really well for me. These are like perfect conditions. A little bit of a swell, a little bit of a chop associated. Just the beginnings of white caps. Really nice paddling now. So the third and sort of final change to my wardrobe is I go right to a dry suit from a waterproof breathable jacket. I love my dry suit. I love how it's comfortable, keeps me dry except for a little bit of sweat, keeps my feet dry, which really is the reason I bought it. Super happy with my dry suit. It's an expensive pill to swallow. Mine was, I want to say $600, and I was able to pro deal it. I think it's a $1,400 dry suit. So, kind of a lot. It's the most expensive piece of clothing I have ever and will ever buy. Oh, and under the dry suit, I wear lightweight performance base layers. So I switch from just straight up quick dry like this to performance base layers. I use synthetics. I use synthetics. A lot of people use merinos. And then if it's really cold, I'll wear merino wool socks under the booties in the dry suit, which are inside the paddling booties that I wear the rest of the year. So that's how I dress for paddling summer, fall, winter. I do things a little bit differently than others, but that's what it's about, is finding what works right for you, finding gear that works well for you and where you paddle and how you paddle. So that's this week's video. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you outside.